How did Shinobi climb up a wall? Most people say grappling hook. However, there is, then there's the people who would say actually they would step on their swords. And then there's the people who've really read and they would say actually they attach a grappling hook to their sword. So this is the setup a Shinobi might have. They'll have their grappling hook, which has a rope roughly about 4 meters. And what they do is they put it down through the scabbard of their sword. There's a hole in here called the udenuki hole, basically. And that you put the rope through there. The reason for this is that when you stand up and you climb up, what you do is you pull the sword up after you, and this stops the sword clanging on the wall because it keeps it vertical. So you step on this bit, you pull on that bit, and you hook that bit. What this means is you throw the hook up, you grab the hook, but instead of having to pull your entire body weight up, which is not easy, especially on thin rope, you then attach it to the sword, you put the sword on the ground, you stand on the sword, which means you can pull up on the rope and pull up and then grab, get onto the wall, then pull the sword up without it hitting the wall, take it off, dismantle it, put your hook down, and off you go again. And this is from the Natori traditions. This actually comes in multiple traditions, but this is definitely a Natori skill. I've only ever seen the grappling hook and sword connected in Natori. So we're using the Natori blank workbook, and at the side of me there's the Book of Samurai series, and this is where you start with your ninja training. You've got the Book of Samurai series and True Path of the Ninja. So enjoy, and I hope you subscribe and keep up with the series. Right, the theory of infiltration by Shinobi. Again, this is Natori. We are working from different books, but basically you want to start with the Book of Samurai series and go through there. And we're using our Natori workbooks, blank workbooks. But we got this. This is the theory of infiltration by Shinobi. So this pink area is the enemy territory. Yeah, that's where you want to go. What you've got to do is you've got to plan beforehand. You don't just go in and mill about. You've got to really have a plan beforehand. Of course, be used to getting ready to change. That plan must be light-hearted. By that I mean it isn't like overcomplicated. It must be light and easily changeable if there's a problem. Not too many working parts. You've got to have lots of information beforehand, but you've got to move with speed and never go slow. So this is what it means. We've got a quick entry. Doesn't mean just rushing blindly. What it means is you've been planning, you're waiting, and there's a gap. And when that gap opens, don't be like, creep a bit, I'll go a bit that way, and I'll test the ground that way. It's like, just do it, just get in there. So you've got to have that feeling that you attack with haste and go in. If you do it with too much slowness, you'll sort of get caught by someone. There's too many steps along the way. You're trying to change your direction or edge things there. You know, Shinobi stands back, waits, gets his plan, and when there's a moment, goes in. Now, this is theoretical, meaning that you change your approach depending on what you're doing. But the point being is, when you go in a house, you've got to do it with speed. But that doesn't mean be noisy. It means, don't be just like, make your plan. If there's a distraction, whatever it is, if it's too noisy to get through, don't try and do it really slow. Just sort of like find the place, wait for a night of rain and wind to get rid of the noise. But then when you do, get in quick and get through. Don't be just there for hours. Yeah, if it's getting into enemy territory, you're looking for gaps in the guards and everything, just wait, and then when you see it, go for it, and do it. And that is the theory of Shinobi infiltration according to Natori. Right, guys, how did Shinobi predict the future? And this is the concept of Shin Myokin, which is a concept within Japanese swordsmanship as well as in Shinkage Ryu. But it talks about the prediction of what people will do. Now, we're using the Natori blank workbook. I've got a new one going for all the Shinobi stuff. And today we're working on the concepts, as I say, of Shin Myokin. Now, Shin Myokin here, what I've written is, an apple will always appear on an apple tree. Before it does, it is in Mu. So, sounds a bit riddly, doesn't it? But let's go. So basically, the samurai knows that at harvest time, towards the end of the year, towards the end of the summer, that apples will appear on apple trees. Okay? Now, this is the weird bit. So when you look at an apple tree, you know apples will come from it. Same as when you look at a pear tree or you look at lettuce growing in the ground or whatever. It's there, it's growing, you know there's going to be a crop. But where does the apple exist? Where is it? Well, actually, it's not inside the tree. It's not anywhere hidden. You can't break the tree open and have a look. It exists in potential, which is the concept of mu, where you see no form or no heart, mu shin. It doesn't mean no, nothing. It means the absence of something that will come in its rotational time. So for a shinobi, what the reason I've picked this as the first lesson, because this is a new series, is that basically a shinobi has to predict what is going to happen in the future. That is their fundamental aim, and everything exists inside the concept of mu. It's not absence, it's the ability, or no, not the ability, that's wrong. The possibility of its appearance. So, and about the high or low possibilities. An old dead apple tree, you're not going to get many apples there, but a midlife, thriving apple tree, you know, at the time of apples, you're going to get a ton of apples. So you wait there, you're going to get your crop. So you need to be, if you want apples, you're not there in March, you're not there in December, you are there at autumn as the apples are falling. So you wait, you don't wait by the tree in the wrong months. So for a ninja, the concept of Shin Myokin is understand that in the universe, in existence, people will do something in the future. They have something inside them, ideas and thoughts that will come out in the future. And your job as shinobi is to predict that through all the telltale signs that are there. Of course, we'll go through some of those signs, the mental aspects and the physical stuff in this series. But on the whole, as the first lesson, you've got to remember the apples will come out of an apple tree like the enemy will make their movement when they're going to make it. And you have to predict with certainty as best as you can what action that enemy will take. So remember, the apples are not inside the apple tree. The thoughts are, the thoughts are not there in the enemy yet, but they're going to come, and then they're going to show, and then they're going to provide, and then it's going to become physical. And that's the process, from nothing to just the idea of it to it comes. But you need to be at the tree at the right time, doing the right thing to get the apples, or in this case, to defeat the enemy. Okay, how does Shinobi create misdirection? This is actually a principle theory, not a sort of what to do with, the principle. So this is what you're doing. You're looking for misdirection. Now, again, if you want to start your Shinobi training, look at the Book of Samurai series and start there. But basically, the idea is that if you want this to be the area that you're investigating, you put something up in the sky. If you want this side to be the area you're investigating, you put something on the ground over here. Obviously, it doesn't mean have a kite, and it doesn't mean, do whatever. But the point being is, what you might want to do, for example, if you want to go over here, you might start a really big fire over there, or let horses out, or set a house on fire, or have a caravan party, like have some entertainers arrive, pay for a troupe of actors to come here, and all the local village go and find it, a fun fair, something like that. In modern day, what they would do is they'd hire a fun fair and put a fun fair there, and free local community fair. Everybody runs over, and half the houses are empty then, do you know what I mean? It's well known that when the fair's around, most people are there. So what we're talking about here is the second direction. It's misdirection is one of the keys to Shinobi. If you want to go somewhere where people are focused, change their focus. So your job is to find a way to change the focus. If you've got any ideas on how to do that in different situations, put them in the comments below. Get yourself a copy of this, which is the Natori blank workbook, the hardback version, which is what I use, and follow along with me. Today's lesson about the Shinobi is how to blend in. Now, blending in, basically, you have to make sure you don't stand out from the crowd with the colours and style you wear. So, of course, you go all the way back to ancient Japan, where they had very intricate styles for different areas, down to the different sword fittings and lots of ways in which you could tell somebody wasn't from that area. Like here I live in Wales, but I'm from England. So Welsh traditional costume is totally different to English traditional costume. You couldn't walk down the street in Welsh traditional costume in old England, and people would be like, what are you doing? You'd clearly stand out with your accent. It's the same. So no matter whether it's today or in the past, ninja times, or just for you, is you have to use colours that blend in with the what's around you. You don't stand out with a different colour, because people will see you straight away. So look about you. What is the most common set of colours that are in society? What is the most common style of clothes? And especially if you're going to infiltrate a specific area, you have to realise, okay, so what clothes do I need to adopt? So for example, If I'm going into the London bars on a Friday afternoon in business hours, it's going to be shirts and ties, isn't it? But if I'm going into my local village, which is called Machynlleth, it's very much left-wing, hippie, sort of, you know, tie-dye, dreadlock sort of times. So you've really got to know where you're going and why you're going there and how to dress like the people you are. Now, if you want to start with your ninja training, always start with Book of Samurai and build up through the Book of Samurai series up to True Path of the Ninja and follow along. We are working in the Natori Ryu blank workbook. I hope you enjoyed it.